All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the X5, driving on the highway. You know what that means. We're gonna go look for a banger deal. And in today's banger deal, in the last video, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I want to do a manual swap on my M54. Obviously, there's no hate against automatics. Automatics are fun. If you like automatics, keep them. I just know that higher mileage ones have issues. You start pushing boost, you have a little bit of issues. And I just know that the 6-speeds on those M54s are some of the best shifting transmissions I think BMW's ever made. The old generations, like old E39s, E46s, those things, they get loose, they get shifty, you know, all slot boxes. And then you got to throw some weird short shifters in there to tighten them up, and they don't feel that good. Thankfully, if you get a good one, like a UUC, like the one we have in the 540, it works great. But, you know, they have those issues. Then you have the newer generation, like M55. The M55 ones, they're still made by the same company. It's not Jet Drag, it's, what's the other company? I can't think of them, I'm drawing a blank, but as you guys know, those have bad synchro issues. I've seen a large number of those manual transmissions where they go to sell a manual M55. It might be a 135, it might be an F30 M55, but they always have the same issue. They say, you know, grind's going into second gear, grind's going into fourth gear. I see a lot of them actually where they don't even have a sixth gear, or the reverse. I've seen it both of those. I even knew a kid who had a little orange 135. I forgot what his name was, but I followed him on Instagram. He did a manual swap. I was stoked. I was like, oh, that's sick, you know, let me see what you did. And he did, I didn't realize he had an M55. He did the manual swap, and guess what? He had no reverse. That poor kid, he spent like $1,000 on a transmission, no reverse. So it's hard to tell what the issue is there. You guys are gonna hate on me. I know there's a lot of guys like to, you know, protect M55s, but M55s, man, the transmissions aren't good, the engines aren't very good. It's just, they're not winning for me. But that's besides the point. The point is, we're looking for a 335i manual. We want to make ours an M54 manual, and a swap right now is going for $1,500 to $2,000. Very expensive in my eyes. You guys know the last car we bought, the 335i, we got it for $600, which I thought was a steal. While I don't think that price is very possible in today's market, I think we might have figured out a solution, and that is we're going to buy a 335i coupe, the whole car, and we're going to part it out and recoup most of our money. Unfortunately, this guy's a little bit hard to reach. I did drive all the way down here, drove an hour to see it. I know he's kind of ghosting me, but I did drive by the house, he gave me his address, and the car is there, so that means somebody hasn't came in and swooped it up. So hopefully I'm gonna go to Bass Pro Shop now, look around for 30 minutes, probably pick up a micro reel, and then head, you know, wait for him to message me, and hopefully we'll come back, check it out, take it home tonight, and we'll have successfully picked up our manual swap for our M54 M Sport sedan. We got it for $2,300, my friends. We bought a 335i manual with index 12 injectors and a coupe to add to it, you know, because coupes are hard to find on their own. We bought a 335i manual for $2,300, man. A coupe, index 12s, black interior, aluminum trim. It's not the nicest spec, you could say, but for the price and for, like I said, I literally had just said last week how I wanted to find a coupe, because the coupe I can part out and make money on it, and recoup my money, I should say, not make money. I just want to recoup my $2,300 off the car. If I can get as close as I can, I'll be happy. But it'll be quick. I just pull the engine, try to get it started, yank it out, do compression test, pull the engine out, call it a day. It is our 2007 335i coupe, space gray coupe manual. It's pretty gross in here, but it is what it is. Can't complain. I love the price we got it for. I love how we got it so easily, and I love that we went to go look at this and buy this before we even knew what it was, and then ended up having index 12 injectors. I think that's one of the sickest parts. Did not expect that. Didn't think it would have it, just because this car was so cheap, but that's where you do find these deals, is when you find somebody who doesn't know what they're doing and they're just selling their car. Like, their car's broken, they're fed up, they're selling it. Anybody else is gonna take parts off, switch parts out, things like that. So Maybe it was just some older dude. It was a young dude who said the car was his dad's. I don't know how true that is, but doesn't bother me much. But yeah, here it is. Check it out. 6-speed manual, ready to go in the N54. This works good. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. A little bit of play here. You can kind of feel it up and down. Some of these parts are gonna be pretty warm, so I'll buy a whole rebuild kit. Not a kit, but I'll buy all the parts to rebuild it myself. What else? Reverse. I'm actually gonna go ahead and try to start the car. And the reason I think I can start the car is right here. This is the MSD80 that was in this car, and it's sitting out here, just chilling. This key fob here doesn't fit any of the key locks, which means this key is different, and this is probably gonna be matching the key that's in the DME. And I believe that they just didn't swap the CAS. If you don't have the CAS, the key, and the DME, the car will not start. Something to do with the security system, and I just don't think they touched the CAS, so that makes sense why they swapped them. And I can guarantee that this MSD80 threw a 30BB code, which is the MOSFETs failed. So if your MOSFETs fail, you don't know what it is, it's an internal fault. They just got a DME, a key, they put it in, they figured they'd go. The guy who told me, he said originally this car would just crank and not start. I believe him, only because it makes sense. If you have the wrong key, it's not going to start, it's going to crank, and you're going to give up. And also, I guess he was going to some shop and they charged him a bunch, and you know how the story goes. So it's good news for us, bad news for them. So what I'm going to do is grab the 335i CAS, DME, and key out of my 335i, which is an automatic, but we're going to jump the pins so it starts, and then we are going to try to start it and see what happens. If the engine's good, we'll take it. Another couple $100 on the top of the value of that car. If it's no good, no biggie, we tried. It's all that, it's all I can ask for is to try at least, and we'll know here soon. Okay, so a few minutes passed. Ooh, I'm out of breath. Nora came by, picked up his 330. I fixed it 330, but that's, if you guys don't know who that is, my friend. But now I have my DME right here. I'm gonna unplug the CAS, but before I do that, I'm gonna plug the head. What is it? The odometer. Just because I know the Malley likes to transfer, kind of like this one says 104 and the other one says 175. All right, got my DME hooked up here. Here's the old DME. Like I said, it was MSV80. It's a 328 DME. I don't know why they put that in there, but now I got my key, and we're just going to put the battery on. It should be pretty straightforward. And now I guess we'll see what happens. All right, so we have a lot of unsuccessful attempts. We tried starting this with my my DME, my key CAS. It didn't start. We tried the original CAS, or the original DME. I put the original DME in, and it was throwing. I ran it for faults on INPA, and it was still coming up as a 328 MSV80. So my guess is they might have coded it somehow from the 328 information to the, because I put the new DME in, and it still came up as a 328. That's not supposed to happen. So I'm gonna give up on this. It's a good give up though, because my assumption is that they had some sort of weird DME issue and somebody started screwing up, you know what I mean? And it could have been something simple. But yeah, I put my DME in, and we got the lock symbol for the steering lock there. So I don't know if it was just low battery or what, or why I was doing that, but regardless, it is what it is. We're just going to do a compression test. When I pull it into my garage, do the compression test, check the numbers. If the numbers are good, I'm gonna sell it as good, only because it's compression numbers, right? So and like I said, it's not one of those weird things where it's just not working for some reason, so I'm gonna do it that way. So yeah, I'm just gonna do the compression test, check the compression. If the compression is good, I'm either gonna keep this for a project, or I'm gonna try to sell it for cheap, like 600 bucks, you know? So an M54 for 600 bucks, that's a good deal in my opinion. I think it runs well. I think it's gonna be a good engine. The compression will tell us something. It won't tell us everything. I guess you'd want to do a leak down, but it'll give us enough, because these are pretty rock solid. So when you got compression, you're kind of good to go there. So we'll do that, and I'm gonna pull this in the garage, start stripping it. I'm gonna try to leave it a rolling chassis so I can pull it into my street, so Pick and Pull can pick it up, because I do have a title for this. So that means I'm gonna take all the interior, all the modules. I'm gonna pull the engine and transmission straight out, take the diff and the driveline straight out, and leave the axles, leave the front and rear subframe, suspension, because it's probably shot. I'll look. If it's new, might take it, but it's likely going to be old and worn, so there's no point in taking that. And then yeah, I'll take all the Powdy panels. I got some people want the door, fender hoods, and then it'll be gone. And hopefully, like I said, we'll see how much money we make. Hopefully recoup our money, get our manual swap ready for R54, and call it a day. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed a bit of a tip and trick on how to get yourself a manual swap. You guys sometimes ask me, hey, where did you get the good deals? How do you find them? This is how. You got to do a little bit of work, but at the end of the day, you possibly get a free manual swap. Nothing beats that price. I don't care what anybody says. And I'm showing you guys, kind of the way I do with it, do my things, because sometimes you guys don't believe me. And you get, how did you, you're lying, or how did you get it that cheap, or you must have ripped somebody off. No, sometimes you just have to do certain things to get certain things. And this is, for example, how you get a free manual swap. So that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.